Because they represented the Big Ten. Not today and only today. I will represent Michigan. How's everybody? All right, ready? We're good? We're good. Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing today?
Are we live? Check with Frank.
Yes, he did. He told us we're live.
We ready?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Thank you all for coming out. Today we're going to do this is a Board of Education meeting for the Warren City School District. This is our organizational meeting for January the 9th, 2024 at 6:03 p.m. It's in our administrative building at the Harriet T. Upton Room with live stream available at warrencityschooldistrict.org. Can you please all stand and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. For agenda item number 1 called to order, the Honorable Judge James A. Frederica will administer the oath of office to newly elected Alicia Alls and re-elected board members Patrick Flanagan, Patricia Limperos, and Julian Walker. The oath of office for the newly appointed board member.
You can go up. Do you want to?
Good evening.
I state your name.
I, Dr. Alicia Alls,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as a Board of Education member
as a Board of Education member
in and for
in and for
the Warren City School District,
the Warren City School District,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability,
in accordance with the laws
in accordance with the laws,
now in effect
now
and hereafter to be enacted.
and here.
Congratulations.
Okay. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You'll be next.
You want to go? Yeah, we'll do alphabetical order.
Yeah, I just went in the order that we read it.
Yeah, let's do it. No, I think we should go out. Do you want to go out front? It's fine.
Do you want both or just one?
I only have one.
No, he's got another one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
See who's up next.
Mr. Patrick Flanagan. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Mr. Frank. Would you raise your right hand, please? Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Patrick Flanagan,
Do solemnly swear.
Do
solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as Board of Education member
as Board of Education member
in the Warren City School District,
in the Warren City School District,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws
and in accordance with the laws
now in effect
now in effect
and hereafter to be enacted.
and hereafter to be enacted.
Congratulations.
job, yay.
Thank you.
Yep, I'm. Here's my extra one here. Thank you very much.
Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Patricia Evelyn Harris,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as Board of Education member
as Board of Education member
in and for the
In-
Warren City School District,
in and for the Warren City School District,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance
and in accordance
with the laws now in effect
with the laws now in effect
and hereafter to be enacted.
and hereinafter to be enacted.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Get some sugar.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do you need something now?
Nah,
You sure? Because we can send some. You need some water or something?
it'll be fine.
You sure?
It's gonna be 15 minutes. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I promise not to fall off.
Because we'll send somebody to get some. Yeah, we'll send someone. Okay. You taking some? Oh, are you really? Yeah, I don't have anything. Usually I do.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Julian Walker,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as Board of Education member
as Board of Education member
in and for the
In-
Warren City School District,
in and for the Warren City School District,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
Trumbull County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability,
and in accordance
and in accordance
with the laws now in effect
with the laws now in effect,
and hereafter to be enacted.
hereafter to be enacted.
Yeah.
Steve, thanks for inviting me. I always enjoy coming.
We love having you.
Sign these.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Your Honor. Congratulations. And again, congratulations to my colleagues who have been reelected, as well as to our newest colleague on her first term with the Warren City School District Board of Education. All right. At this time, we'll have a roll call by approved rotation.
Dr. Alls? Here. Mr. Flanagan?
Here.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Here.
Mrs. Patterson?
Here.
And Mr. Walker?
Here. And for agenda item number 4, I'm going to designate a temporary chairperson in order to carry out the rest of this organizational meeting, Mr. Patrick Flanagan.
That's a little longer than that.
Good evening. Agenda item number 5. Nominations for President of the Board for calendar year 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below, opening the meeting to nominations for the office of President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024 be approved as submitted. Whereas statutes require board members to elect one member of the board to serve as president. Now therefore, as temporary chairperson, I declare that nominations for the office of President of the Warren City School Board of Education for calendar year 2024 are now open. Are there any nominees?
Yes, I would like to nominate Patricia Lampiros for president.
Would there be any others? Can I get a second?
Second.
We'll now vote to close the nominations for the office of President of the Board for calendar year 2024. Ms. Shortino, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Agenda item number 6. Vote election of President of the Board for calendar year 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below to elect a President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024 be approved as submitted. Patricia Lamperos has been duly nominated to serve as President of the Board. Now therefore, as temporary chairperson, I call for a vote to elect a President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year for Ms. Patricia Lamperos. Ms. Shortino, would you please call the vote?
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
We switch. Thank you. Oh, yeah, take my water. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You were just, you can-
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
just give me the one in front.
Okay, well, thank you, and welcome to 2024. Again, I just want to echo what Julian had said. Welcome to Dr. Alls for her first term on the school board. We're excited to have you. And congratulations again to everyone that was reelected. And I do have to say, I do believe this is a historic occasion because I don't believe there's ever been a time when 4 board members have been sworn in at the same time. Because generally it's 3 and 2 in the cycle. So I would have to, dig back in our archives and the history of Warren City Schools, but I do believe this is the first time. So congrats to everybody to be part of history. So with that, I also want to thank Mr. Walker for his leadership this past year. Thank you very much. Everything was running very efficiently and continue to do that into this year, and we're excited to see what we're going to accomplish in 2024. So with that, we'll continue with the agenda item number 7 on page 4, which is nominations for the Vice President of the Board for calendar year 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below, opening the meeting to nominations for the office of Vice President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024, be approved as submitted. Whereas statutes require board members to elect one member of the board to serve as president. Now therefore, as president, I declare the nominations for the office of Vice President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024 are now in order. Do I have any nominees?
Yes, I nominate Ms. Regina Patterson.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? May I have a second?
Second. Can I second?
Yeah, you can.
No, I thought Dr. All seconded it. Oh, I seconded.
Okay. As long as we have a second, we're good. We're good. At this time, we're going to vote to close the nominations for the office of Vice President of the Board for calendar year 2024. Ms. Scortino, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes, and the motion carries. We'll move on to agenda item number 8, page 5, which is vote the election of the Vice President of the Board for calendar year 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below to elect a Vice President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024 be approved as submitted. Whereas Regina Patterson has been duly nominated to serve as Vice President of the Board. Now therefore, as President, I call for a vote to elect a Vice President of the Warren City School District Board of Education for calendar year 2024. The nominee again is Regina Patterson. Will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes,
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
And Mr. Walker.
Yes.
and the motion carries, and congratulations to our
Thank you.
2024 Vice President.
Thank you guys very much.
Congratulations.
Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 9 on page 6. Dr. Alls, please.
Establishment of times, dates, and location for regular meetings for calendar year 2024. It is recommended that the resolution listed below establishing board meeting times, dates, and location for calendar year 2024 be approved as submitted in Exhibit 6A.
Second.
Okay, any questions regarding any of the dates? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes, and the motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 10 on page 7. Mrs. Patterson, please.
Determine board committee appointments for calendar year 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding board committee appointments for calendar year 2024 be approved as submitted.
And as president, I will assign the following individuals to the committees as read. Athletics will be Julian Walker and myself, Patricia Lamperos. Financial advisory will be Patrick Flanagan and Dr. Alicia Alls. Board policies and guidelines will be Patrick Flanagan and Regina Patterson. Legislative liaison will be Patricia Lamperos and Dr. Alicia Alls. And our TCTC board representative is Regina Patterson. Does anyone need me to repeat any of those? Everybody got them? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, with that, call the roll, please.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 9, agenda item 11, Mr. Flanagan, please.
Annual Records Commission meeting. It is recommended the resolution listed below scheduling the Annual Records Commission meeting for Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, any questions regarding that? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 10, agenda item 12, Mr. Walker, please.
Yes. Ohio School Boards Association membership. It is recommended the resolution listed below authorizing membership in the Ohio School Boards Association for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 be approved as submitted.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Dr. Alls.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 11, item number 13, Dr. Alls, please.
Ohio School Boards Association Annual Conference and Business Meeting. It is recommended the resolution listed below appointing a delegate and alternate to Ohio School Boards Association Annual Conference and Business Meeting be approved as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. And due to the fact that we sit on the legislative committee, I will serve as delegate, and Dr. Alls has agreed to be the alternate. So that will, I know you're all thrilled, right? Because everybody wants that job. Please call the roll.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 12, item 14, Mrs. Patterson, please.
The Warren City Schools Athletic Council meetings, 2024. It is recommended the resolution listed below establishing meetings for the Warren City Schools Athletic Council meetings for 2024 calendar year be approved as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Does anyone have any concerns with the dates? If not, please call the roll.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 13, agenda item 15, Mr. Flanagan, please, and if you could please read the names of the firms as well.
Retain legal services. It is recommended the resolution listed below to retain legal services be approved as submitted. And those legal services will be provided by Ennis Britton Company, LPA, Harrington, Hop and Mitchell, LTD, Manchester, Newman and Bennett, and Rotzo and Andrus,
There's one more on the next page.
and Squire, Patton, and Boggs.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. And with that, please call the roll.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. And on page 15, item 16, Mr. Walker, please.
OSBA Legal Assistance Fund. It is recommended the resolution listed below joining the OSBA Legal Assistance Fund for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 16, agenda item number 17, Dr. Alls, please.
Authorization to employ temporary personnel. It is recommended the resolution listed below authorizing the temporary employment of personnel be approved as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 17, agenda item number 18, Mrs. Patterson, please.
Authorization to fund signatures. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding authorization to fund signatures be approved as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 18, number 19, Mr. Flanagan, and this is the most important one of the evening.
Payment of bills. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding payment of bills be approved as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. At this time, we are going to move into executive session under the provisions of Ohio Revised Code 121.22. The Warren City Board of Education recessed to executive session at 6:27 PM to discuss the consideration of employment of public employee, and F, matters required to be kept confidential by state or federal law.
So moved.
Second, okay. Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, we will move into executive session. We will not have any further action when we come back out. So you are free to go. Thank you very much for coming. This is our housekeeping business meeting. These go rather quickly. I would encourage all of you, our next school board meeting is on Tuesday, January 30th. We will be at Jefferson. We're so excited to be there to see the staff and the programming and everything that's going on in the school. So please join us. Thank you again for coming out, and Happy New Year.